6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I am the narrator, and my story will finally be told. The day of mischief is almost upon us. You will learn things that have not been whispered in centuries. You will also witness a live initiation into the Coven of Mischief. Will you be chosen to be my newest disciple? You and fellow attendees will receive some of the most limited artifacts in the history of the Coven. Uncover Coven mysteries, secrets, but most importantly, we will make mischief.
Hello, everybody! We're live tonight on a Sunday. Last night was sort of a special event. If you didn't tune in, I recommend maybe going back and watching a little bit of that live. It was a whole lot of fun. We had a tiki set up. We had a couple tiki torches. We had some lights behind us. We were outdoors. It was very fun. I had a spider.
Chris freaked out
I had
about
creepy crawlies.
a minute before we went live because there was a daddy long leg on him.
No, that moth came very close, in very close proximity to my face. I didn't like that. I just want you guys to know I'm not a bug fan. I don't like bugs.
No, he does not.
I don't like bugs. I don't like water. I don't like airplanes. What else don't I like, Heather?
Me.
I don't love you. And I like you. You know? Sometimes you're forced into loving somebody because they're like, family or something. But I chose you. So I love you. And I like you. Because you're pretty fun.
Thanks.
Yeah. So, hello everybody. Oh, thank you, Adam. Yeah, this is one of my retro rifle shirts. I decided to wear it. We had Mother's Day things and Mother's Day events today, and it was great. And shout out to all the moms out there. Happy Mother's Day. My mom was super stoked today to see us. And your grandma was very excited. Your father hosted something. It was very nice today.
My aunt.
Your aunt was there. Who else? Let's name everybody. Your uncle was there.
No, I'm talking about the moms.
Your grandfather was also there.
That's enough.
Your dad was there. His girlfriend was there.
You're really going to agitate me.
My dad was over at my dad's house.
Oh, really?
But last night we went live to, what did we do? We talked about the brand new Tiki shirt. If you haven't picked it up, go to MischiefToys.com, buy your Tiki shirt.
And I see a comment from Brad. He says, looks like 50 Tiki shirts left. Actually, that is wrong. There are less than 50 left. We've decided to limit it to 125 pieces because we have this special treasure hunt going. And we want to give as many people as much of a chance to find some treasure as possible.
Heather, you're getting me all worked up, Heather.
Man, Patrick Norman, he says that he can't. Oh, okay. We're doing the Tiki shirts.
No, go ahead. You can talk.
Get rid of it right now really quick. Okay, Patrick Norman said that he cannot attend Day of Mischief.
What?
Yeah. And I told him that he can do anything he sets his mind to, but listen to this. His son has a baseball tournament that weekend, and he coaches. But listen, Patrick, if you're the coach, you can set the location and we can have a ton of baseball kids running around Day of Mischief.
Day of Mischief, yeah.
It's going to be crazy.
It would be beautiful. It'd be a wonderful event with a bunch of baseball kids.
No, I'm sorry we'll miss you, Patrick. We really enjoy seeing you, and we hope that you have a very good time.
Yes, we do. And you can go over to MischiefToys.com, buy your Day of Mischief tickets, as you saw in the intro. Tickets are still available. Tickets have actually been selling all weekend.
Yeah, we sold quite a few this weekend.
Yep, so we're getting that event stacked up, and it is a limited event. There's only so many people that can fit inside of the room. So if you want to go and buy your tickets. I have a feeling that people are going to be buying tickets all the way up until the day of. I really do. I feel like we're going to see people buying tickets very last minute, and that's fine just as long as they're available.
Yeah, that's if they last. We're getting really close to the end.
You certainly don't want to miss.
There's not many available.
You certainly don't want to miss it. So
unless you're coaching a baseball game.
Children in a baseball game. That's obvious. It's obvious that you're busy.
Oh my God, there's more people than I thought coming. There's way less tickets than I thought.
Really?
Yeah, that's cool.
Okay.
Oh my goodness, we're almost filled up.
That's awesome. Okay. So, last night we went live, and we're going to talk about this for a second, and then we'll get into our chat about Funko things, which is the title of this video. We're going to talk about the limited edition. Do we love it or do we hate it? And I want to hear from everybody out there. Talk about it a little bit. I know there's some more news that came up over the last couple of days of exclusives that are going to be attached to this, a brand new Stitch figure. So we'll talk a little bit about that and much more, and see how you guys are feeling. I want to test the temperature, and I test the temperature only one way, Heather, and that's a thermometer.
I was going to ask that.
In the rectum.
Yeah.
Only in the buttocks do I test temperatures. That's how I do. Heather knows. We do it an awful lot.
Yeah.
I have to make sure that everything is good at least every single night before we go to bed. I say, Heather, I'm pulling it out.
Yep, and I'm sticking it in my butt, is what he says.
Not in my own. My own.
Oh, yeah.
My own.
You're testing the temperature. Your temperature.
Look, Heather, you don't have to tell everybody about that. We can keep that.
That's what you started.
We can keep that between us. I don't know if we have to tell people about it, but okay, cool. That's the decision we're making here. Okay. So let's take a look at these shirts. Now, if you haven't seen the shirts yet, you're blind, because they have literally been all over everything that we do on Instagram, on Facebook, on everything. So you can go and buy your shirt. Now, cool things about the shirt. 1, it's a cool shirt. 2, it's green. I love green. 3, it is a horror-inspired shirt, which I really like. As you can see, it has a little treasure chest with the green coming out of it and little bones and what is it, jellyfish on there. I think this is the coolest shirt that we've made yet. I love it. I think it's great. They fit very well. People are asking, are they like, I don't know, do you have to go a size big or a size up or a size down? I say they fit just right personally. I think you agreed with that.
Yes, I do agree with that. But we do have a size chart listed on the website, but that's not all. We have some sunken treasure for you to dive for. We're staying on theme here with the sunken and diving. See what I did there? Get it? God. See? Mm-hmm. We are we have found some treasures that have been buried within the depths of these dark waters for centuries. Yes, so we found them, and we are giving quite a few people the opportunity to own these treasures. So one of the treasures is something that no one has ever seen before, and it's something golden.
What?
And legend has it that there are only 50 pieces of this golden item in history. Only 50 pieces have ever been found, and it glistens so bright that we cannot capture it on film no matter how hard I tried. So unfortunately, no one's going to see it until they get it in hand. Now be careful, because it may blind you, because it's so bright. It shines so bright. It is.
It shines bright like a diamond.
I hate when you say that. And next up, we have another gold item that you may have seen. And it is an item modeled after someone who narrates Ghastly's life. And that item is another item limited to just 50 pieces, but only one will be given to someone very special who orders one of the Tiki Ghastly shirts or hats. We do have dad hats and snapback hats, and the features on those are black light reactive. So the lighter colors are gonna be bright AF in the black light.
Keep talking to me, Heather, and do it very slow and do it very dirty.
And the final item is wild. There will be one sunken zombie tiki prototype available.
Figure,
Yeah. Prototype.
What?
Yeah.
Oh my God, Heather.
Yeah, so in order to...
You got me percolating.
Do you even know what that means?
Nope.
You shouldn't say things then. That means shoving thermometers up your butt.
Okay, I'm doing that.
Okay.
I'm sitting on one right now.
That's good.
Yeah, 3 of them. 3 different brands to make sure I know the temperatures right. Testing the waters.
So, listen. We are only allowing 125 people to buy this shirt. So, these will be made available up until next Sunday, May the 18th at 10 p.m. Eastern, or until 125 have been purchased. And as I mentioned earlier in this stream, less than 50 remain. That is probably record for the first day that we have ever had merch up for sale. We've never sold 75 of one thing then.
Right.
Typically, the most sales happen towards the end, which is crazy.
Really?
Yeah.
Always at the end.
Always at the end.
Because people are making that last ditch decision.
Yeah, so it's always very good at the beginning, and then it slows down, a couple trickle in, and then heavy at the end. But you don't want to wait because only 125 of these are available.
Well, look at this, Heather. We have another lovely super chat from our friend Vulcan 2024. Do you want to read it?
Wow, I'm so glad you're here.
Thank you so much for that. That's so sweet of you.
2 stream nights in a row, and I'm so here for it. As a huge Demon Slayer fan, I'm really excited to hear your thoughts on the new limited pop dropping, and thanks again for the shout out last night. Well, you're very welcome.
Of course.
My thoughts on the new limited pop dropping will not be as in-depth as an anime fan, but I will definitely let you know how I feel about it for sure. Oh my goodness, Lady Kickass, thank you so much. And Christina, I saw you complimented my hair earlier, so thank you. That's so nice.
Her hair is beautiful.
Thank you. That's not what you said when I came home and you laughed for 5 minutes straight. Anyway,
I didn't laugh 5 minutes straight.
Back to the merchandise. So we are actually doing this giveaway different. This search for the treasure different. What is happening is, so generally when we do giveaways, we will pack everything up and then we'll choose just random like boxes or bags to put whatever the item is in.
Yeah.
But this time, we want to give everybody a chance depending on how many items they earn. So,
The items you mean the items they purchase? You said earn.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. The items they purchase. I don't know why I said the word earn.
Yeah.
But so this all stems from our stickers. So a couple years ago, when we would do merch, it would basically be like, if we got like 2 stickers, you would either get one or you would get the other in whatever merch item it is. But then we started making either 1 sticker per merch drop or 1 sticker per item in the merch drop. So for example, we recently did a Gold Coven merch drop a couple months ago, and one of the items had a glow gold Coven sticker associated with it. One had like a golden metallic Coven logo sticker associated with it, and one had just a regular vinyl gold sticker associated with it.
Was there a glow one or no glow?
I said glow. That was the first one that I said.
Glow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, so it I would say like a year ago, we started associating it with like per item.
Yes.
So it would either be you order like a shirt and 2 hats, and there's 1 sticker available, you'll get 3 stickers. Or if you order the shirt and 2 hats, you get the sticker that's associated with the shirt, the sticker that's associated with the hat, and if it was a different style of hat, the sticker associated with the different style of hat. So I sort of wanted to take that route with this giveaway because I thought it would be fun, and there's so many of you that would place like multiple orders for like multiple chances. So this sort of allows you to pay 1 shipping charge while also getting more chances to find this treasure. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna download the Excel spreadsheet of like how many merch items from this drop each person ordered, and I'm gonna put in a random number generator, or not a random number generator, like a wheel type thing.
Yeah.
I guess all of the chances. So like if you had order 1,000 and you ordered 4 things, then I'm gonna put 1,000 in the wheel 4 times. Does
Gotcha.
that make sense?
Okay.
So
Yeah.
multiple items mean multiple chances. You could very well win more than 1 piece of treasure.
There you go. I mean, it took you about
Forever.
35 minutes to explain that, but I think I got it now.
Yeah.
Anything else?
No, that's all.
Okay. Very good. Well, there you go. So
Wow.
buy the items, and then you will have multiple chances, depending on how many items you get, to get something cool.
Yeah.
To get one of those golden treasures, maybe even a prototype. We have all sorts of stuff, and as we said last night, this year's Tiki Ghastly, which I am incredibly stoked over, is a zombie Tiki Ghastly. And he is so badass looking. He's on the shirt. You know, you see his little face on there. He's got barnacles on him. It glows under the black light. It's a translucent figure. I'm telling you, this thing is fire emoji, fire emoji, fire emoji. Okay? Go over to MischiefToys.com, buy your shirt now. Get prepared for summer, bro. Good Lord, what is going on? Hey, it hit me.
It's a little tiny piece of trash.
Yeah, I know, but it could have slit my throat. You never know what's
Look.
going to happen.
See your bags over there?
Let's see my bags.
See the little
Yeah,
white
I
marks
see the little
on
white
one of
marks.
them?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, that's from Valo. You need to clean your stuff up. He keeps biting your weird plastic bags.
He is biting it.
Yeah.
What?
That's his favorite thing to do.
Why is he doing that? Oh my God, he's doing it a lot.
Yeah, he does it like every day.
What?
Yeah.
He's biting plastic. My 1,800-year-old cat is biting on plastic bags.
He needs
Okay,
to stop.
this room is a disaster. Let's talk
FNC
about.
Entertainment said we're
Oh.
all here for Heather's bangs, and Zombie Monkey said that my hair looks incredible. Thank you.
Yeah, doesn't she look gorgeous?
Well, that's just my face.
No, I mean your hair. You got good looking hair. I like it.
Well, I know that, but like my face is good. That's
I'm not
the
going to say
best.
what you told me you look like though. Not on here.
Good, yeah, because you know that you'll get fist fought into oblivion.
I want to say it so bad.
I'll sick Fritzy on you.
Okay, let's talk about Funko. So, Funko is doing this new thing. For those who are unaware or don't know, it's called the Funko Limited Edition. And it's interesting because over the years, Heather and I have been trying to figure out what Funko could do in order to, I don't know, get a little momentum back. Because right now, it just seems like things have been seeming kind of dull, I would say. Even all the way down to like con exclusives. I don't know if you guys remember. Let's take it back a few years. Let's take it back many years. When Heather and I first started getting into all of this stuff, I remember going and standing in lines in our local malls, Barnes & Noble, all sorts of places, standing in line to buy the con exclusive figures. And it was a regular thing, and typically people that we knew were there or friends, we'd stand in line with them, and then you would see things sell out and people would go crazy that they didn't get, what they wanted. I remember one year Hot Topic made a limit. Remember, it was like some sort of screw up on their part, but you could buy 10 of each. Yep, you could buy 10 of each figure.
Yes.
And I remember it was the year of the Green Ranger's Zord. And this guy came out of there with these big, gigantic bags, looked like big, gigantic trash bags, full of stuff. And I remember at that time, I was just like, this Funko thing is insane. That was like maybe in our 3rd year of collecting. It was just getting hotter and hotter and hotter, and it didn't feel like the Funko train was ever going to fucking slow down. It just felt like it was
crazy.
It was just like the top thing. Anywhere you looked, you know, about like collectibles and stuff, people like to collect figures and hot toys and all that stuff, but Funko was just so relevant and so hot, and people wanted them so much, and they were buying everything. Me included, Heather included. We were just buying everything that we would say, even if we liked it or not sometimes. I mean, it was really, really bad.
Yeah.
So as time goes on, what ends up happening is that Funko ends up overproducing product and I guess sort of oversaturating the market, which is always going to be a thing, right? That's a possibility for any company.
Yeah.
You could overdo it and then it could hurt sales. It can kind of make things not quite as special anymore. So making too many of the figures really caused a lot of issues. Well, now here we are, where, you know, over the years, Heather and I have been saying, you know, Funko really should create something that's, I called it Funko Platinum or something, but something on their website that is special. And the way that I had seen it was they would just do blind drops on this particular website, and that the pieces would be more expensive. So basically, a Funko Pop would pop up and it's limited to, let's say, $1,500, and instead of being the $15 or whatever, instead it's like $30 to $40, and you're spending more money because it's a limited piece, because for Funko to make a piece of that amount, I'm sure it can't be cheap for them. I mean, probably cheap, probably not like as expensive as we think, but still in the grand scheme of the business, it probably just is not good for them, especially when they want to make like 30,000 of a single Funko Pop. So we came up with this grand scheme, and I remember people commented and they're like, oh, that's stupid, and I wouldn't spend more, and blah, 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 blah. But for the most part, I feel like, you know, people wanted to see Funko do really well and catch fire again. We all wanted that. I still stand beside doing blind drops alone would help a lot. I think if they did blind drops, people would be on board and people will go crazy. However, this limited edition thing is working because these Funko Pops went up the other day. That Funko Pop dropped. It went up, and people were selling it on eBay for a couple $100.
Yeah.
And so now we're starting to see some sort of popularity there. Now, my question was, do we think that the popularity will continue? Will it continue, considering that, you know, there might be Funko Pops from limited edition that people just don't care about.
Yeah.
So it just will sit. Nobody will buy it. And they'll be like, oh, it's limited to 1,000, but nobody wants it. I really don't believe that's going to happen. I think people are just going to buy whatever limited piece they possibly can get.
I agree.
And then try to turn around and sell it. Because, you know, as Funko says, everybody's a fan of something.
Yeah.
But I wanted to see what you guys thought, you know, taking the temperature of the room to find out if you guys are on board with this or not. Now, I personally think it's great. I'm excited about it. I'm excited about limited edition pieces or limited, you know, or smaller runs from Funko being like the big company that they are now. They aren't the same. They're much bigger. So it's cool to see them come up with something that answers, or I guess kind of feeds the core community or core fan base of Funko, because you can sell Pop Yourself, you can sell the little itty bitty things, you can sell all these, like, I don't know, like kind of fun pieces, the little minis that sell at Five Below that little kids run in there and then they see a little Iron Man. Oh, I'm going to buy that, you know, $5. I'm going to buy this thing. I'm going to put it, you know, on my shelf at home. But they're not really Funko collectors.
Okay,
it's a different. You're selling to a different type of collector.
Yeah. So I wanted to say something just in regards to kids on Five Below. I went to Five Below yesterday, and I saw the cutest thing. I saw a little girl. She was in there by herself. I think her parents were like just outside.
What are you doing
or
at Five
whatever.
Below?
I was getting the tiki torches.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. There's a Five Below?
Yeah,
How
they were
the hell
$3 each.
How did you figure that out?
I called.
Get out of here.
Yeah,
I
because
did not
it's
know.
by to my it's close by to my tea place, so I wanted to.
Of course it is.
I wanted to find tiki torches somewhere close there.
Yeah, I get it now.
So I had a real excuse
Now I
to go and
understand
get
why you were there.
boba.
Yeah, sure, I get it.
But
I get it.
anyway, this little girl goes in, and I mean, she wasn't like that little. She was probably like 12, and she was like looking for a Mother's Day card. Like, I thought that was so cute. I think what it was like maybe like her mom was outside or something, and like she wanted to go in and like pick something out for mom. Mm-hmm. So like she was like, you know, sort of being like a little grown up.
Yeah.
With her own money and getting the card and stuff. It was really cute.
That's really sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think she was she ran to the candy afterwards, because I was looking at Mother's Day cards too. I had to get one for my grandma. And so I just like thought that was really cute.
That is really cute.
Yeah, it was adorable.
But see, that's a different type of. That's what is it? A different demographic?
Yeah, I mean, she wasn't looking at Funko products. She was looking at like I think she ran to the candy afterwards.
Right.
Or like the gift wrap is right there, so maybe gift wrap. I don't know. I didn't like watch that closely. I just saw her like looking through the cards. It was just adorable. But
It is. But I'm saying that would be a different demographic at
Yeah.
Five Below, buying like a little Funko trinket.
I would have frequented Five Below if it were around when I was a kid. Like, I think it came around when I was like mid to late teenager. Or at least that's when I was introduced to Five Below.
I was in my 30s by then.
You mean 40s?
But okay, so the limited edition thing, though, it does speak to the core collector base,
Yes.
right? I mean, in a way.
Yeah. So I personally like it. And I like that they're doing it in such a way where they can stay true to their current business model, because their business model, I mean, let's get real. Their business now is to just make as much money as possible. So they're doing like
Of course.
these little bitty towns and like biddies. They're doing like mini, or what are these? Or what are these
They're
called?
called towns.
Okay, I thought so.
Yeah.
But what's the thing that we saw at Toy Fair then? What's that called? Is that bitty cities or something?
I thought it was bitty towns.
No, this is different, I think.
I don't think so. I think it's all the same, but
Is
I don't
it?
know.
I don't remember. Anyway, I think that they're trying to widen their audience with things like this, because this is stuff that I think that kids would like just fucking love.
Hold on.
Like, that's amazing.
It's Optimus Prime inside the Millennium Falcon. I forgot that you could like sort of switch them out. It had Han Solo in it, but look, it's Optimus in the Millennium Falcon. How cool is that?
That's awesome.
That's cool. I just thought
I
about
got
that.
this little SpongeBob in his pineapple house, which I love. But yeah, I think that these speak to like people who are obsessed with many things, and I think a lot of kids are. So for them to be able to change their business and do these like, what would you call them? What would you, like when they're doing things that are popular? What would you call it?
Doing things that are popular?
Yeah, like they're doing these things, like this type of thing.
I don't know. I don't know what you're looking for.
So I don't want to call it a money grab, because I
Okay.
don't think it's a money but they're trying to.
Well, I get. They kind of jump on the bandwagon.
Yeah, we'll say that. That's not quite it, but that's close enough. But yeah, they're doing these things where they're like jumping on the bandwagon to like just sell to more people and appeal to more people. So they're not speaking as much to the core collectors.
Yeah, find an
because-
item to appeal to more people. I think is the
Yeah.
better way. I think that's the better way of saying it.
So in order to do that, in order to grow your fan base, you have to you need to cast your net a bit further. So it seems like they're doing a lot of things and just seeing what sticks. And producing more of what does stick. And I feel like you can't make as much money when you're doing the lower piece count stuff, obviously, because, well, you're producing less, thus bringing in less. And with the amount of shareholders that they have, that's like a silly move. So I like that they are doing something to appeal to those of us who want those limited special pieces, while also doing what they feel they need to do.
Right.
Do I fully agree with their business model as a collector? No. But business-wise, sometimes yes, sometimes no.
What don't you agree with?
Like, I don't like the money grab stuff. I don't like that they're producing, like, way too much of everything. I don't like that they're producing...
Well, they're scaling back on that. And so the
sort of. I don't know.
The interesting thing is, what I'm not going to go too into, because I want to make...
Yes, following trends. Thank you, guys.
There you go. I want to make a video about this, but there is, I believe what has happened is there's a Stitch Funko Pop that originally was going to be just a regular exclusive that they turned into a limited edition, apparently. I was just reading through comments. I don't know how true that is, so please don't attack me because I don't know that to be true, but somebody said that, and I was like, wow, that's incredibly interesting if that is true, that they switched it, right? Like they made it into a limited edition when it wasn't originally a limited edition. But if that happened, does that mean they're making smaller amounts of these Funko Pops to begin with? Like, really, what is the question, or what's really going on there? I don't know. We did have a comment from Nick Mashamico, our good pal. I love the idea of limited pieces, but don't mind the extra cost. Limited pieces and don't mind the extra cost, but the pieces they've shown so far, I wouldn't pay retail for, so they need to step up their game. Oh, and my guess is 250. Oh my God, the 258 thing. But yeah, so that's been.
Do we have to like ban everybody who says 258? Because I was almost driven mad last night over that. Oh my God.
But to speak to your comment there, I guess it depends on the Funko Pop and who. I don't know where the fan base or who the fan base is for that Funko Pop. Like Stitch, I don't care about. The Mum-Ra, I don't care about. I saw that, the black light figure, but I think that one's super cool, personally. I think that's a great piece. But there are, anime things that I'm not really into. Yes?
Imagine if that Dexter with the blood spatter was one of the... That is something I would go fucking crazy over. If I had 0 points in my account, I would go on Funko.com, spend all of my money just to get enough points in order to get that limited edition Funko Dexter.
So right now you're telling Funko how they can just take your money from you.
Yeah, take my money, please. Do a Dexter kill room. 500 pieces, I will fucking pay you whatever you want, Funko.
Eric Hooker says, breaking news, according to DIS, $15 MSRP will start in July, $3 price bump.
Yeah.
That's, I don't know if I'd necessarily, I don't know, $15 doesn't sound too crazy to me.
It's not bad at all, in my opinion.
Personally, I mean, I think Funko...
We see prices go up every day, and you know what's really fucking annoying is when I think it was DIS released like that there would be a price bump, but nobody, or you know what it was when Entertainment Earth did their price bump. People were saying like corporate greed, but things go up every single day.
Yeah.
Like the materials and the cost of making those items are going up. The tariff thing was fucking obscene. I heard that something is happening. The White House released something today saying, you and
I read something, but
yeah, it was basically
solid,
like an agreement has put. It sounds like an agreement has happened, or they're getting very close to an agreement with the tariff thing.
Right.
But those tariffs are fucking insane.
So so the tariff thing's crazy, and I hope the resolution is coming soon. I don't really want to comment on the politics side of it, but we just want to see some fixes and or not fixes, but some, we want to know what the end result is going to be. I was reading an article. I told Heather I was reading an article, and it was our local news, and so there's a tunnel not too far away from us, but where that tunnel is located is where the ships come in and drop off all of the brand new cars and trucks and everything, right? So that's
this is bullshit, and let me tell you why once you finish.
So anyway, they put all these vehicles there that like are showing up off these ships, and apparently, I guess they're not being picked up by the companies because the companies don't want to pay the tariffs, and they're waiting for everything to sort of calm down and see what the end result is before. So anyway, these many lots of all these cars are like stacking up, more and more showing up there, and people they're not, I don't know if you would say they're not being claimed, but they're just trying to see what the outcome of this is before they spend like an exorbitant amount of money on the tariffs.
Well, you know what's stupid? When we got hit with tariffs, I basically got a text message saying, "Hey Heather, this is whatever the shipping company was. You need to pay all of your tariffs." And this was when it was only 20%, and I thought I was going to throw up over the fucking cost. And if you don't, within the next 5 days, we're sending them back.
Yeah.
So these people, they can just have the cars that came in and not pay tariffs on them.
Well, there must be a different.
Store them.
They're coming in differently than maybe how.
For sure. Yeah, our stuff got airshipped because God, that was a nightmare. But our stuff got airshipped.
Yeah. God. So I definitely want to go back to doing our Mischief. What was it? What did we call it? The Making Mischief podcast.
Yeah.
I definitely want to go back to that.
Same.
I know we're really behind on it. There's a lot to catch up on, but I can't wait until we get to the part of this tariff stuff to sort of talk about how I don't know how scary of a time it is, I guess. I don't know how else to put it, but how scary it is and not really knowing what the heck. Yeah, we're good.
Can you pull them up so we can announce that here tonight?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I can. Well, can I just...
Yeah.
I'm one track mind. I don't remember even.
Sorry. You want to get to the tariff part.
Oh, I want to get to the tariff part because it's so like crazy how it starts to become questionable. Can we even do what we're doing anymore? And it was kind of scary, honestly. And Heather and I are, now as you guys know, I know we're getting off topic, by the way, but that's okay because that's why we're here. We're here to hang out and we're just talking. But, Heather and I made this really, really big decision, okay? Where Heather had a job and, benefits and
the ability to have benefits.
And a 401k match and all that kind of stuff. And we took this really crazy risk and chance, which, in my opinion, I think you have to do that in life. I'm not complaining about this. But what I'm saying is we made that, change, for our family. With not really knowing how this was all going to go for us. Was it going to work? Is Heather going to be able to be a full-time employee? Because she's the only one that is working for Mischief Toys for the most part, right? That's actually on the books. So we weren't sure how it was going to go. And then the tariff thing starts coming up and we're like, holy shit. Like, what are we going to do now? Like, we're reliant on that because that brings home paycheck and that's how we live. Is through Mischief Toys is how it helps us survive as a family. So it became really scary. In fact, it got so bad for a little while because we weren't sure how it was going to affect us that we were even thinking about having Heather go back to some form of a job and work a full-time job again. Although I didn't want that for her. I didn't want to do that. I didn't want that to happen to her. I wanted her to be able to continue doing, all the Mischief Toys thing. That's what I wanted. But hopefully, it's all coming. To some sort of, I don't know. Hopefully, it's being figured out, and then we can move on with life and not have to think about this stuff ever again. Hopefully, it all works out in some capacity. But we'll have to see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to turn this political, but Eliza, we've heard this "you get what you vote for" sort of thing quite a bit, and you know, as we all know, voting is something where it's, you know, decided. There's a lot of things that go into voting, and you know, what I vote for may not be what happens. So I sort of feel like, you know, as a whole, what the country votes for, what ends up being in office, you know, it might not be the people who are affected's decision, or it could be the people who are affected by, you know, certain things, their decision, and maybe they're like, oh shit, like, what did I vote for? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's not something. I mean, we have a very, very small part in what happens in this country, but I really don't agree with that sentiment, because, you know, it's
Especially when we're sitting here talking about our business and like how our family's affected by it. That's a very, very like interesting comment to me. I don't know. I mean, we're sitting here talking about how it's potentially could hurt our family.
Yeah.
And get what you vote for. Cool. I mean, I don't know if you're saying that is like overall like a blanketed statement for like the whole U.S. Maybe that's what you're saying, or you're trying to say that we're getting what we vote for. I don't know. I don't know where you're coming from with that comment. It's a very strange comment.
I've never, and you've never, neither of us have ever stated what we have ever.
No, I'm just saying it's a strange comment during this like where we are in the conversation. It's a strange comment.
Well,
but that's the thing is that, you know, when we put ourselves out there, you know, not everybody's doing this. You guys are in the chat here and you're watching us. We're not watching you. And I guess I'm not looking for anybody to feel bad for me, I guess, in this situation, but it's more or less telling our story. And that's how Heather and I, we started this thing. We started off where it was like unboxing and talking about toys and, oh, look at this or look at that. But eventually it became about Heather and I. This whole channel, everything that we do is all about Heather and I, and on purpose, because you're watching us kind of go through life and sort of doing the things that we do and seeing if we're able to pull off some of the things that we do in terms of like our, you know, will the toy company work? Will our ideas, you know, work? Will we be able to grow this thing? You know, you guys have watched Mischief Toys, most of you have watched Mischief Toys from the very beginning. I've always said that the most interesting part about this channel, and I wish that more people got it or understood it, but they can literally go back in time and watch Mischief Toys grow and become a larger bit, like become what it is today. I mean, because at very first we're just giving out little stickers on this channel, right? And then it became an actual LLC, which is insanity, right? It's insanity.
It's really cool. I had some knowledge, not nearly enough to run a whole fucking toy company, but some knowledge of like business, because I had run a business for about 5 years. And I knew how to do some things, but I didn't know how to do everything. And the crazy thing was the trademark thing at first. Like, that was fucking nuts.
Yeah.
We didn't know how to do trademarks, so we went to LegalZoom. This was before we like sought out a lawyer, and we went to LegalZoom and we went through that process, and we felt like I don't know if we just didn't understand what was happening. Chris actually handled a lot of it, but in order to trademark stuff, we were very confused. We didn't really know exactly what a trademark was. We listened in on some like a phone call. We asked a lot of questions and we learned about the process, but it was just such a convoluted process. It was so confusing.
Everything about what we've done here is convoluted and confusing.
Yeah. And it was really interesting though, because we learned so much along the way. So first was the trademark thing, and then, you know, in the beginning we had us, and we were communicating with a guy here, and then this guy here communicated with a manufacturer in China. So we were telling this guy what we wanted, and this guy was communicating that with China, and things got like big time lost in translation. So then eventually Chris and I, we kicked that guy out, and then we're talking to China. We're like, hey, what's up? And they're like, hey, nothing much, what you want? And then it, like, the process became so much easier.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
And-
we have the middleman that's still in there that we work with and try to work through. But there are times where we do have to go and speak with them directly.
Yeah,
But-
not nearly as much as.
But we try
before.
to stay out of it because there are certain things that we still are learning, and this person has been helping us a little bit along the way.
Yeah.
Which is really good for us, and it's a learning experience. All of it is, and so you guys will watch. You know, we always kind of go back to New York Comic Con. You know, this past New York Comic Con was like the craziest height of Mischief toys. I mean, it was just absolutely insanity. And we just were so, and still so proud of seeing it at that level and seeing all the fans there and people just loving Mischief toys and wanting to be a part of this thing and wanting to collect something that we are coming up with and designing. I mean, quite frankly, there's a lot of products that hit the market that
So many.
go to a Target or go to a Walmart and hang on the shelves, never sell, never really see the light of day, don't get a long enough period of life, and then die on the vine literally, and then they're gone and you never see them again. They're literally being trashed. So the fact that we have created something that was able to legitimately be a business and to continue to create characters and have this growth on what we're doing is, personally for me, is almost like a miracle.
A miracle?
A miracle, yeah, miracle.
Miracle.
I'm not saying miracle. That's like meerkat. Miracle. It's a miracle that we.
It's not a miracle.
It's a miracle that it actually did anything. You know what I mean? Like that it sprouted leaves.
Hey, we have a problem. Eater of the Clam just came in. Just getting in, what have I missed? So let's rewind and start from the top.
Start from the beginning.
The very beginning. Let's do this all over again.
Okay. We talked about last night's t-shirts.
No. I mean, like, the whole thing.
You want to start all over again? But yeah, it's cool to wait here. Look, here we are sitting and talking to you guys tonight. You know, if you've been here long enough, obviously Eater of the Clam's just showing up.
How dare you?
What a big failure he is. We love him though. Eater of the Clam's awesome. And by the way, I love that that's his name because I have to say that in all the fucking videos, which is great. And I
don't know how I feel about it. I know he feels very good about himself.
That's very good.
It's funny.
But here we are on our third Tiki shirt. And
That's fucking wild.
Look, man, if you told me, like, I don't know, however many years ago, 5 years ago, whenever we, like, originally came up with this idea, that we would at some point sell a Tiki shirt, I would tell you you're absolutely fucking crazy. How would we even get to a point where people are interested in a Tiki shirt? And for that, I am thankful. And it is a miracle. Miracle? It's a miracle. It's a miracle. But it is. It really is. It's something special. And you guys are awesome. And you're helping us, grow and become a bigger and better Mischief Toys. And I hope, again, I'm going to go back to it. I hope Eliza isn't here to beat me upside my head with her comments. I don't know what she meant by what she said. Because, Eliza's been here before, and Eliza's a very nice person. So it kind of it was a bit of a sidewinder. I don't know what happened in that comment. So I'm just going to act like that Eliza didn't mean anything.
Well, that's what I think.
Yeah, I think I don't think Eliza's being that way.
Yeah, but people get really spun up with politics.
Yeah, well, that's one I don't want to get on into. I'm talking about how...
And in a comment a week or two ago, someone got mad and they said that they would no longer watch Gastlecast or purchase from Mischief Toys unless we came out and said who we voted for.
Well, yeah, which
it was really weird.
That was really weird, and
it was
I don't
really
look. I don't talk about.
fucked up.
I don't talk about politics or religion on this channel. I don't go into either thing because both of those things just cause a lot of. I'm not going to say it because you're going to make fun of
miracles.
Mayhem.
Mayhem.
Mm-hmm. Causes a lot of, how do you say it?
You know what mayhem is?
What do you, what is it?
Mayhem. Mayhem.
Causes a lot of mayhem.
Mayhem would be what you call Easter ham if Easter was in May. It would be a mayhem.
Eater the Clam is a sweet guy. He took his mom out for ice cream. Can you believe that?
That is really sweet. You know it would be sweeter if he took me out for ice cream, because I love ice cream.
Are you leaning because you're farting?
No, I was just leaning.
I don't know what you're doing over there.
I'm not farting. I
Very
promise.
Questionable. Not toward you specifically. Oh, okay. Now I get what you're saying. Yeah, it's unfortunate.
Yeah.
So lately it's been. I guess the thing that bothers me the most is that on the channel when we're talking about all this stuff, we're like, hey, these tariffs it's getting crazy, and it could hurt our business or maybe kill our business. And then people are like, well, that's your fault.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's your fault.
Manufactured in the USA.
That's your fault for making vinyl figures in China. I'm like, what the fuck? Everybody's doing that. What do you mean? What is that? What are you even talking about? Because this happens with most companies.
80% of toys produced
But it's just like, it's almost like
are manufactured in China.
I guess they know that we're sort of like in a, we're close enough for them to say something that we can respond. Whereas if they go to Funko, Funko goes, oh, fuck you. Who cares? We're big Funko. We make billions of dollars. But
millions, not billions anymore.
Whatever the number is. But I think it's still billions.
No.
But anyway, but here we are on this channel talking about this, and people were like, oh, F these guys, right? Screw them. You need to you got to be doing things in America. And it's like, oh, come on, man. Like, that isn't the way things are supposed to be.
Well, I am doing things in America, but I'm
manufacturing
manufacturing somewhere else.
Whatever happened to people just being like having common decency? I feel like common decency is one of those things that has been like lost. I like nowadays when I watch like the how people react in like social media stuff, and I know a lot of that stuff. There's like prank things and all that kind of shit that happens, but there's just some stuff. It's just like so terrible and low rent. And I see it, and I'm just like, what in the hell, what? I'm like, what are you people doing out there? What is happening? And what are people doing out there? I don't get it. It drives me crazy, and it makes me, it upsets me. It bums me out because I like hoping for the best in people, but boy, when we're getting messages about basically they wanted to see Mischief Toys die. Is basically what they're saying. They're like, oh, fuck you, fuck your small business, and all that. I'm just like, dude, like you for sure would not say that shit to us in our face. There is no way. People have some really big balls when it comes to being on the internet. I'll tell you what, you're not going to see me going around and posting stuff like that on people's shit. I'm not going to go. That's just not. Well, firstly, it's not who I am. Secondly, it's on the internet. I have no right to go out there and be shitty like that to somebody. Now, am I going to sit here and say that a Funko Pop is trash and I don't like the way it looks? But maybe. And by the way, it's always been a joke, other than the Venom and Carnage from Let There Be Carnage,
and Machine Gun Kelly.
Although I think the artists who created those sculpts are masterful, and I feel like they are doing what they're doing for Funko, and that's the one thing that's always bothered me is that when I sat here and would say trash and stuff, it took me a little bit, but I realized like that's somebody's work that you're talking about. Maybe you shouldn't say that. Like, that's not cool to say something like that.
Yeah.
And so you don't see me saying it as much anymore. You don't see me doing that as much
No,
anymore.
it's more decisions made.
I call practices are more trashy, right?
Trash, yeah.
So I've kind of changed my tune on those things because I think it was just sort of a shitty thing to do. Because now that we've met a lot of sculptors, and by the way, we had, with this whole layoff thing, we had Funko people out of the wazoo reaching out and talking to us. I mean, it was just unbelievable. The amount of responses and things that we're hearing about and all that this week, it was unbelievable.
And it wasn't just disgruntled employees. There were people who are, seemingly happy there, just very nervous. They're like, well, layoffs are coming tomorrow.
Right.
What's going on? Things like that.
Right.
So, you know, I've seen some comments across the internet where people are like, oh, those are just disgruntled employees. No.
No, it's not just disgruntled
It's not. There are
employees.
people who aren't affected in any way. I mean, they are affected because, you know, parts of their company are being laid off, but it may or may not affect them, you know? So,
But I mean, you're talking about people maybe who have been in the Funko game for a while and they've loved the company, but maybe they don't so much like the changes that are happening and the weird things that are happening there. So it's been an interesting week. I think that we'll have, you know, weeks coming up that are going to be interesting. We had a large company reach out to us directly and wants to have a chat with us as well.
Yeah, that was really cool.
Which is interesting as well. My my thing about the layoffs is more or less being advocates for the artists or anybody really who lost their job and trying to find ways in which to help them find a new path. And frankly, I've always been, you know, I've always wanted to help where I can with this channel. And if it means that out of however many 100 people that get laid off and I can find one person a position, that would be fucking awesome. That's kind of how I see this channel, is that if nothing else, we've been able to help people along the way. Even though, if you ever see anything posted by Dis about Gastlecast or Mischief Toys, people run a fucking train on us every time. And I like to look at it.
not the good kind of train.
Not a good train, it's a bad train. But they run this train on us. And it's really upsetting because I feel like we unfortunately at the beginning of this, maybe in the middle of our infancy as a channel, we gave ourselves a bad name by being the trash channel. And I have worked really hard to try to sway that, and so we're not that. Like, I don't want to be the trash channel. I think it's a bad look. Although when I mention who we are, I always say, "Oh, we're the trash channel, you know, the Funko trash." Oh yeah, we know who you are. We know you're the trash people. But I don't want to be known for that forever. And I certainly want there to be people don't have to hate on our shit. Hate on Gastlecast or hate on Mischief Toys.
What's interesting?
Hold on. I hate that. Just hold that thought. I hate that because I feel like we're more than that. I think we're more than what these people think we are, and it really bothers me. I'll be honest with you, and I'm not afraid to say that. I like to come out and tell you how I'm feeling, and it's something that hurts me. It really does, because I want people to enjoy what we do, and we do Mischief Toys out of our love of collecting and our enjoyment and our love to create something that is interesting, fun, and maybe a little bit different, storytellers and stuff like that. And when there are people who are just like, that's fucking stupid, or fuck Gastlecast, fuck Mischief Toys, I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. Like, that's what this all comes down to? Because of me saying I didn't like a Funko Pop?
Yeah.
That's what this is?
That, or there's a lot of people who are like crazy salty that they were kicked out of the Gastlecast group, but like...
You know, that happens the most.
It does. So there's a lot of people, and there's always a valid reason. Either they were crazy shitty to people. We had a guy who was making incredibly racist remarks. I'm talking like N-word racism in our group. Talking shit about us because he got kicked out.
I mean, but that's
like,
insane.
How do you think we're going to allow that in our group? And now you're gonna talk shit because we did something about it. Like, that's crazy talk to me. Then there's people who have like straight up called people like dumbasses and fucking idiot and piece of shit.
But
and things like that.
So that's one thing about that group, is that we don't allow anything like that.
No, and that's what people get the most mad about, is when they get kicked out because they're being a fucking asshole to people.
Yep.
And then they're like, oh, Gastlecast is on a power trip. No, we don't want people to be a douchebag. Like, I don't think it's that hard.
Don't be a shit.
either that or just like blatantly flipping, but that's much more rare than people just being dicks. And that happened much more when Funko was at its height.
I would say so, yeah.
I mean, it's incredibly rare that anyone's ever kicked from the group.
It's interesting to see the people who get so angry at us for trying to keep the group clean, and then they're angry because they got kicked for doing stupid shit. And most recently, there was a person that we were kind of at odds with, I guess, or they were just not real happy with us, and we went to them and we talked to them.
Because this particular person, I don't know.
We don't have to tell the story, I don't think.
No, I don't know if they watch us at this point in time, but they had, like, we had known them from the beginning. Like, they're one of those people who, like, we knew their name. And we know a lot of names, but, like, this person, I mean, it was, like, years that we had, like, known each other virtually. And something happened. I chalk it up to a misunderstanding, and, you know, we cut ties. Well, then I saw them making a claim on one of those posts saying, you know, Heather doesn't give a shit about people and their mental health. And it was like, Heather makes fun of people for having mental health issues. And I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, I've struggled with mental health issues for as long as I can remember. So many people that I love have suffered from mental health, you know, illnesses. That's not something that I would ever make fun of or take lightly. And so I approached them, and they were like fucking mad at me. They were like, you know, don't come at me, don't approach me with this, like, fuck off. And I was like, hold on. And Chris ended up sending them a message and, you know, sort of explained things. And he's really good at talking to people. So he explained things, and now I talk to this person every couple of days, and everything's totally fine.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was just, there's a lot of misunderstandings that happen, I feel, in regards to some things. There's actually a situation that happened, it's been almost a year, yeah, not quite a year, maybe like 9 months now.
Okay.
Where something happened, and this was not a misunderstanding on our end. Some really weird things happened that made Chris and I uncomfortable, and they had been happening for a long time. And we had to cut some people, like, out of our internet lives. And when a lot of people were questioning, like, why? Why have you done this? And I don't really care to tell the story publicly, but the way that they told it made it seem like we're the bad guys. Because we made a decision to cut off negativity and, like, really fucking weird stuff where people were just trying to do really weird things. And it made us very uncomfortable, and we wanted nothing to do with that. And there was a lot of negativity surrounding them. But they're telling people that there was, like, a... how can I say this? That basically we made a big deal out of something very small, which was not the case. I mean, this was like 5, 6, 7, 8 instances of just really weird, uncomfortable things happening, but they made it sound like it was a stupid reason, and we're just petty.
Okay, I think I know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's just very uncomfortable, and it's you know, you can't defend yourself over everything, because then you come across as defensive, or you come across this way or that way, and really, like, I don't believe in wasting my time on stuff like that. And what's interesting to me is the people who are the most hateful are wasting their time talking about how much they dislike us.
Yeah.
There's this one person who I've seen across, it's probably been like the last 4 or 5 posts that Dis has posted about us, just talking crazy shit about us, and I don't even know who the hell they are.
Female?
No. I know who that
Oh.
person's like a... There is something incredibly wrong with that person. I don't even want to talk about them ever again. They're, like, just...
Awful.
they're like delusional.
Yeah.
Like, I just don't understand how they can push that narrative. It's been like 5 years and they're still stuck on it.
But there's somebody else?
There's somebody else, and I have no idea who they are. I have no idea what I did to them. I just have no clue. I don't know if they watched a video and they decided they don't like us, but like they have been wasting their energy typing out these long things about me and you.
Really?
Like they pay attention to what we do, but then they go and they like talk
Interesting.
about us. Yeah.
Could be somebody that we know that made up an account or something.
No, it's like a long-standing account.
Really?
It's not like it was made yesterday.
Interesting.
It's really weird. And then there was another comment that I saw that like really frustrated me. Someone said that you and I aren't a good couple. Like
We're what?
We're not a good couple. Basically someone said like, "Oh, they seem like a really nice couple. You know, I really find them entertaining, blah blah blah." And this guy's like, "Good couple, LOL," or something like that. Like you and I, we've been together 10 years, but we're not good together.
Well, that just shows you how
stupid? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's them trying to assume what. So, like, in other words, when they're watching videos, I would say in our lives we're more like us, but like in our videos, a lot of the times we're sort of playing like an alternate version of ourselves.
Yeah,
or
so
we're joking around or just being
there's
silly.
So we are obnoxious, we're silly, but then there's a lot of times where I play like, "Oh, you bought another hot toy again?"
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't fucking care what you... As long as our bills are paid, what do I care?
Right.
So maybe, like, that's what...
Is that true?
Yeah.
Are you sure about that?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, if not, wouldn't I have done something by now?
I'm buying 2 more.
Wouldn't I have, like, not purchased you probably half of these hot toys? Like, I don't care.
It's disgusting, actually, at this point.
It is.
It's disgusting.
We have far too many.
The amount that I own are just, it's fucking gross.
Yeah, meanwhile, I hardly buy
calm
any
down.
collectibles.
How do you, hold on, let's switch off for a second, because we're so negative.
Yeah, let's be more positive, but...
real quick, because Timmy Minaj is here. I hope Timmy Minaj, are you still here?
Wow, he's just a basic 258 lover. Listen,
Damn.
let me tell you something.
But I wanted to get to,
Stop.
No, I want to get to this question.
I don't want to get to that question.
Well,
yet.
hold on. So, hold on. Nick, I see your question, and we're going to answer it, okay? You're talking about the Thrill of Joy and Funko. We're going to talk about that.
Did you pull up what I asked you to pull up? Is it, okay. Can we do that now?
Yes, we can.
Okay.
Well, that's why I'm asking if Timmy Minaj is here.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, you're giving things away, but that's cool.
What does it matter? He has no idea why I'm asking why he's here.
Well, he's about to.
Well, I don't know, Willie.
Yeah.
We'll have to find out. You know, I think they're right. We're not a good couple. I'm starting to agree. Okay, here we go. We have the 2 winners. What is it? What winners are they? What is it? Hold on. I got it. Is it? You said March and April?
Yeah.
March and April winners of Mischief Mondays. Now, we want to inform you guys of something. Mischief Mondays is going to come to an end. We're done with Mischief Mondays. Mischief Mondays is going to end after this month. I think in the month of May is the last.
The 26th, which is Memorial Day, will be the very last
one. And we're going to reformat it. We're going to reformat our Mischief Mondays thing. Possibly come back. But for now, we're going to take a break because, in case you didn't notice, it's been really hard for us to keep up with. Yeah, so we have something new up our sleeves. We're thinking about new ideas and things, so more people can be more involved. Because what we've noticed is we have a lot of the same people jumping in, which is great. Thank you. But we want to see more people be involved. So we're going to play around with that and mess around with that a little bit more. Come up with a cool idea. Thank you. Oh, man, is that Art? Yeah. We love that Art. He's such a good guy. FNC said Mischief Tuesdays instead. So, what are we looking at here? We're going to look at this. Let's see. Here we go. So, let me preface this by saying
as usual, so many excellent entries, so incredible. We appreciate every single person who participates in MT Mischief Mondays on Mondays with Mischief Toys.
Yeah.
And it is always so hard to choose. Now, this is for March. We chose somebody who made a spring photo, and I thought it was so clever and so funny. And I love the creativity, I love the shot, I love the colors, I love everything about it. We are so excited to show you guys who the winner of Mischief Toys
Mischief Mondays.
March is.
Mischief Midnights. That sounds like something could be very dirty. Okay, here it is. Ready? Here's the first winner. This is March, correct?
Yes.
Boom.
Spring!
Here it is.
Funko fan! Congratulations!
Congratulations.
I love
You have
this
one.
photo. So what's funny about this is it incorporates spring because you see like the flowers and grass and greenery, and then you have fucking springs on his feet.
And isn't it beautiful, Heather?
It's
beautiful,
like
isn't
the
it?
funniest thing ever.
It's
I
the
love
best.
it.
It's the best. So that is March. And then Heather, what is... Okay, is this the next one?
So this one is for April, and I love the colors of this. I love it in conjunction with the Ghastly that they chose, and I think it's just such an appealing photograph. This is April, and it was the prompt was eggs.
Eggs?
Yep. Look at that, Michelle Days.
Oh, wow, that's awesome.
Congratulations.
That is so cool.
We
That's
love
a great
it.
picture. Yeah, it's a great picture. I love it. Here comes the pink Easter Ghastly. I love it. Congratulations to both winners.
Congratulations, Funko fan and Michelle Days.
Congratulations. That's great. You guys killed it. Love seeing all the photos. I did see a lot of comments where people were like, is there a way that we can win without having to take pictures, because I'm not really a creative person? And they're like, hey, are there other ways to do it? And so that's what we have to think about. I want to come up with ways that are, you know, people can win cool stuff. The reason why we like the, yes, you did. Timmy Minaj, you won. You won. You won the March giveaway
For spring.
for spring.
Do you want to show him the photo? Yay!
That one. Congratulations. And then, who is it? Who won?
Michelle Days.
Michelle Days won this
For
one.
eggs.
For eggs. So congratulations to both winners. You guys killed it.
Incredible photos.
Incredible pictures. Timmy Minaj is, I would say, takes a picture or two every week.
At least two.
At least two.
Yeah.
Absolutely murders it. Always beautiful photos. Appreciate that in a really big way. Appreciate all of you guys posting photos. Of course, the Mischief Mondays thing is going to, the way that it is now will retire after the month of May 2025, and we are going to start something new. But I don't know when. We're going to come up with something probably over the summer. Design something a little bit new. But yeah, I definitely want to come up with ways to do giveaways that are not picture related, I guess. Or something a little bit different. But
Either
we have to
that
develop
or
that.
just a reformatted one.
Yeah.
Or maybe we could do, you know, just sort of once in a while things.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I agree.
I have some ideas.
Yeah. Okay. Very good. Timmy Minaj, I just joined again. Well, you won. You won Mischief Mondays March. I don't know if you heard that or not. I would participate, but I can't keep my Instagram unlocked. I have family pictures, pictures of people, kids, my Facebook. I can leave open. That's why I don't participate. Oh, I understand. I totally understand. Yeah, so we'll come up with something different. We'll come up with something different. And Timmy, we will release the, or not really, we're going to send you a box, right, Heather?
Yes.
It's going to be a box? Okay, very good. Yeah, so there will be a box where it'll be filled full of fun giveaway stuff. And have you selected what you're giving away to both of these winners?
I not, but we will. And
Very good.
It'll be awesome.
Very good. I'm glad to hear it. So look out for something in a Mischief Toys box coming soon. You'll be winning things. It'll be fun. You won something. It's fun. Okay. Same for me. I don't want to unprivate my IG for several reasons. I understand. Yeah, that's I totally understand that. And I think that for us, we're lucky in the fact that, I don't know if lucky is the word to use, but our Gastlecast, right, and our Mischief Toys accounts, they're public-facing accounts. I mean, they're built that way. So I don't have to worry about hiding any of my personal photos of family or anything like that. But I understand why you guys lock your accounts down. Kind of a weird question. Which oil-based paint pen do you all prefer signing Ghastly boxes, Sharpie or Deco? Trying to get the best orange for Haunted Ghastly.
Okay, so, fun fact, every event that we go to, we have so many paint pens. So I would say that purchasing your own is not necessary unless you want us to. But I have not tested the new Sharpies. Apparently they got they reformulated, and I've heard more negative than positive about them. I definitely recommend Deco. The only issue with that is that they're a pain in the butt to rub off if you mess up. But that's been incredibly rare that we have messed up.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's the only problem now.
That is the only problem with it. Like, they're so good and so permanent, you can't get them off with like an alcohol wipe, even if you literally wipe it while it's still wet.
Can't rub it off, you can't get it off. Got it.
Okay.
And that's what you said, not me. I'm just reiterating what you said, Heather.
For black light items, our friend Michael suggested these paint pens called Sakura, and they are amazing. They only come in 4 colors. There's a yellow, orange, coral, and pink, but they're stunning.
Keep it moving.
Yeah, they're absolutely beautiful.
Somebody had asked a question earlier, Heather, about Funko and
Well,
Thrilljoy
you
next
and I
time.
can answer that together.
Okay.
Oh my god, Zombie Monkey. No, that's terrible. That's absolutely terrible. I couldn't do that to winners. I could only do that to losers. Oh, FNC Entertainment. No, absolutely not. No MT5258. I hate it. I'm seeing if anyone has any other questions. But you know what? I am going to highlight Nick's Thrilljoy Funko question so that we can answer that. That sounds good to me. Oh, and as far as the Mischief Mondays theme, it's going to be, I know this is very broad, but it's going to be #happy. I love the month of May. I love spring. I love flowers. I don't like the pollen, but I think that May is a very happy month. So I decided to do #happy. So take that as you will. That will be this Mischief Mondays theme, and then there will be only 2 more Mischief Mondays after tomorrow's.
What is the theme?
Happy.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because May is a happy month.
I didn't know that.
It is. There's flowers. There's good weather.
You said that about flowers today. You said that the flowers are happy. You referred to them as happy, which I thought was very odd.
When?
I've never heard of a flower being happy.
When?
Today when we're looking at your dad's garden.
Yeah, I love happy
You
flowers.
said, what the fuck does that mean?
I don't know.
It's so goofy.
Flowers are...
I don't know what you're talking about. Okay.
Aw, Kim likes my new hair. Thank you.
So what I wanted to talk about quickly, coming up very soon, which is probably, and I'm telling you guys this now, because I want to prepare everybody, but the biggest thing or that has ever happened for Mischief Toys is about to occur.
And it is a first.
It's a first. Our partnership with Guar is coming up at the end of this month, and it is the biggest drop that we've ever had.
Yes.
In terms of what will be offered, it's the biggest drop in that capacity because we're offering so many crazy fun and different items. We're also reaching out to some serious social media people, influencers.
And we would absolutely love if you see anyone posting anything about Mischief Toys and this collaboration. We would love for you to drop some major positivity on those.
Yes, please.
Comments gets the algorithm going, which in turn gets Mischief Toys seen by more people, and we're so proud of this drop. We're so excited about this drop, and we want to show the world. And if we were able to just like broadcast it to everybody's TV, I would, because it's that freaking cool.
So it's going to be a really incredible thing. We have a lot of content created for this.
A lot. Thank you, Nick Morgan.
Nick Morgan put together a really exceptional
And thank you for the
stop
photos.
motion video. I took some pictures. His stop motion video is fantastic, the best one yet. I showed a couple of my very close friends that are sort of into this stuff. They're not really big fans of Guar. They watched it and they said it was the coolest thing that they've ever seen from Mischief Toys yet. They loved the content that had been created. I've actually been sprucing that video up by just adding different things in it because Nick put in so much work, but I wanted to add, different logos and things throughout Guar and this and that and the other thing to sort of make things just crazy and crazy. The music, there's the soundtrack for the video is the brand new music from Guar. Brand new music from Guar.
Okay.
What am I not allowed to say?
I'm just stopping you from getting too excited. I don't know what you're about to say.
Nothing. I'm saying it's a new track by Guar.
Okay, that's good.
We good?
Yeah.
Okay. So it's a new track by Guar, and it's just unbelievable. So more information to come about the Guar drop very, very soon. I would say, in the next, 5 days, I think we start? Something like that.
Oh, less than that.
We're pretty close to it.
Almost
so
there.
we're gonna have you're gonna be seeing some serious shit. Now,
And
hold on. You might be sitting there saying, "Well, Chris, I love Mischief Toys, but I don't know about Guar. I've never listened to Guar, and I don't care about Guar." It does not matter. This particular set of things that we're doing is super ghastly intense. It's all about Ghastly is the focal point of all of it. It just happens to be Guar is what's surrounding it. You'll see what I mean by that. It is a Ghastly thing. It's a Mischief Toys thing. But if you're not a fan of Guar, you never listened to Guar, go and check them out because they're crazy. They're really fun and crazy. Just look up a video on YouTube and just check it out. They're insane if you don't know who they are. But it's such an incredible, fun mashup. And in my opinion, because when I created Ghastly, I had Guar in mind.
Yeah.
So it is a mashup that just makes so much sense.
It's perfect.
It is really perfect. And here's what all I'm asking. I'm asking that you guys, which I already know you will, but I'm asking anyway, to just show your support in any way that you can, even if that means that you share something, that you comment on a piece of content or anything, just like it and all these things, please do that for us. This is so huge. Okay, so aside from going out into the world and really showing everybody who Mischief Toys is through this whole Guar thing, this is incredibly important to me. Guar has always been like kind of a big thing to me, and a big influence, I guess. And I just love the band so much. I love them, and I think they're great. And the documentary, if you've never watched it, go and watch it. It's on Shudder. But they're awesome. They're awesome dudes, and their art is incredible, and what they bring to life on stage is unbelievable. So watch those videos. But it's important to me because it's a collaboration I really believe in. It isn't like we're just like, we're just going to work with this and fuck it, it's going to be fun. Who cares, right? Just selling our souls to the devil. We're actually doing something we truly believe in, is something that we really want to do, and quite frankly, we're doing. I know who's thinking about doing this.
Yeah.
I mean, there have been toys from Guar toys been made, but I mean, this is fully thought out. I can't wait to see what the Guar fans have to say.
Yeah, I'm stoked. But there's actually something we came across yesterday that happened at the start of Mischief Toys that I'd really like to talk about, maybe like next Sunday.
Okay.
I think that would be really cool, or maybe incorporate it into like something that we do this coming week.
Yeah.
On Instagram and Facebook or something. But it's really funny. It's very foreshadowing without us even knowing it.
Yeah.
It was very cool for us to come across that. But we are doing our normal figure. We have a shirt. We have a hat. We have pins that were actually designed.
Can we talk about my favorite part, by the way? Do that. Can we talk about my favorite part? The thing that we have being developed.
I'm about to, but I don't want to give it fully away.
Okay.
So the pins that we are bringing you guys were actually designed by a Guar member, which is like absolutely insane.
Like
the backing,
their main artist.
Yeah, so the backing is designed by Noel, but the pins themselves were designed by someone from Guar, which is so fucking cool. But one thing that we're doing, and I don't want to tell you exactly what it is, but we're doing something we've never done before. It's a product we have done, but we're doing it in a much different way. And I'm so excited to see what you guys think. I worked really hard to find somebody that has the ability to do this, and I found like what I believe to be the top company here in the U.S. that does this thing. And
Guar even wanted to know who we're using.
Yeah, which was weird. Like, I did not expect that. Like, I figured, we'd be asking Guar, hey, who do you use for this or that? But Guar was like, who are you using? This is something we're looking into. So I guess if they like it, they'll probably call them up and be like, hey, what's up? But yeah, we're really stoked. I'm really excited for you specifically. I'm excited for us. I'm excited for you guys, because this week is gonna be an experience. This week leading into the drop is going to be an immersive Guar Mischief Toys experience, and I just cannot wait to show you everything we have planned.
It's going to be amazing. Nick Mastromiko's wife, Kim, is saying that your hair looks great.
I said that, and I thanked her.
Oh, you already did? Okay, very good.
So thank you so much, Kim. I appreciate that. But I have a very...
Oh my God.
I have a great question from Zombie Monkey. Will we see a summer-themed Ghastly again this year like Popsicle Ghastly from last year? Well, as you know, we will be doing another Tiki this year.
Yep.
But I don't know how many people caught it. But we did say that Popsicle Ghastly would be part of a set.
Yes, we did say that.
And we didn't say when the set would be completed. But I don't want to use the word completed because there could be more to this saga. But the second piece to this duo, as of right now, is coming this summer. And I'm really fucking excited. I am very stoked to bring that to you guys. And I cannot tell you what it is, but I think that you all will go crazy once you see it. Don't you? Do you love it?
Yeah, I just came up with the promo for that.
Good.
Yep.
I'm excited.
Okay. I just...
You guys just watched Chris's brain break.
Yep. I figured it out. I know what I'm doing. Okay. Question from Nick. Nick, I'm so sorry. I think it's Reese. I'm so sorry that it took us this long to get here, dude, because your comment came a long time ago. How do you think Thrilljoy will compare to Funko in the next 5 to 10 years? So, look, I've been pretty open about this. I think that Thrilljoy virtually came into the market and they said, we're going to basically do all the things that fans wanted to see at Funko, but instead under this new company called Thrilljoy. So they learned a lot. Brian Mariotti was, the CEO of Funko. I think most people know that. And he moved over and started Thrilljoy. And now they're coming up with their, these new figures, which they unveiled at WonderCon, which is great. No longer a part of those big boxes. They're separating it and giving us just figures alone, which is amazing. But I think it's really hard to say 10 years, but I think in the next 5 years, I really feel like we're going to see some really crazy and fun things come out of Thrilljoy. The things that they're doing sort of, I don't know, look at WonderCon as an example. At WonderCon, they had one of the golden figures. It was that one golden figure out of like however many, 200. And they offered the kid or the family $10,000 for that figure. And they didn't take it. They ended up keeping the figure. But you're talking about experiences like that. And here's what I truly believe. And this is if no one believes it or not. I believe that a lot, and I know this because we have been reached out to by so many companies that it would really blow you away to know that large companies reach out to Heather and I and have one-on-one calls with us to bounce things off of us to find out if we like these ideas or not.
Yeah.
We have become, what do you call us? We're like
almost like a consultant?
Like consultants now.
Which is weird. Add
which
that
is
to our
really
resume.
weird. Which is really weird because I never thought we would be in a place like this, but I think that over the years, us being, critiquing, whereas like most other social media people, they're not really critiquing so much. I mean, I know they do sometimes, but a lot of them are working directly with the companies that they're making content about. So you have a lot of these Funko influencers, and they're making content, and they're like, oh, I love this and I love that, and whoop-de-doo, and look at the new products, so on and so forth. That's like kind of like their thing. That's their job. Whereas we sat back and we're not working with Funko at all, and we're just being, some people may say assholes, but we're being like, the people who are critiquing. And so the other companies are catching wind about all of this, and they're paying attention to us now. They're watching our content. Even though we're not getting like thousands upon thousands of views, I feel like that a lot of them are really paying attention to what the hell we have to say and what we're doing, which is incredible. And really, it's cool that's happening. Like, who would ever have thought it would have turned out like this?
It's weird
for us.
It's weird,
but it's cool. So, with us being like these consultants, we kind of hear sort of some of the insides of what's going on. And the same goes for Thrilljoy. They kind of filled us in on some things of what's going to be happening and all that. And I'll tell you what, everything that I'm hearing, I'm liking it. I'm liking it a lot. And I'm really excited to see the San Diego Comic-Con stuff. We were asked to come there by Thrilljoy, and Funmaker Mike wanted us to come out to San Diego, and I really want to go, but I can't get on an airplane. I'm scared to death. I hate to say it. I'm a big wimp, but I'm scared to death, and I just can't get out there. But I would love to be out there and be a part of all of that and see what they're doing live and in person, because I think that would be really helpful for us as a toy business to kind of see what others are doing. You kind of want to oversee it. But I think these guys have learned from mistakes at Funko. They're going to correct those mistakes and not overproduce, keep things limited, and focus on experience. Because these are all things that we've talked about over the years, and I believe they're listening. And I think that Funko wants to listen too, but Funko, now that they're publicly traded, they can't make, quick overnight decisions about we're going to do this instead of that. it's a much bigger decision for them financially.
Yeah, and what I specifically like about Throwjoy is, we've talked about this a handful of times. So I'm before I get into what I like, I want to get into the sort of negatives that I've heard. And a couple really big things were like, oh, well, Brian Mariotti, he ran $1 billion company. Okay. He shouldn't make mistakes. Well, first of all, we're human. Second of all, CEO's up here. And there's all these branches down here. All these people who do all this work, these like minor jobs. I say minor, I don't actually mean minor. But they're doing these jobs and they're all a part of this big, like, you have this guy here and he's doing a job that's working with, that's bringing something to life that, 20 or 30 other people are helping with. And,
right.
It takes so many people to get one idea off the ground. Brian's role as a CEO is not the marketing. It's not inventory keeping. It's not packaging boxes. It's not communicating with manufacturers. Like, that's not his job. But now that he has a small company, he's having to do a lot of things that he hasn't ever had to do or has not done in a very long time.
Yeah.
I can't say what he has and hasn't done because I don't know. I'm not Brian. I feel like only Brian would know exactly what he's done professionally. But I think a lot of people were very harsh about that. And I'm speaking as, regardless of, if Throwjoy visited our booth at New York Comic Con or not, I don't give a shit. Like, this is me speaking from my personal experience as someone who has had to figure these things out on my own.
Right.
I feel like almost anybody who's had a job knows how it feels to be just part of something larger. You're one piece, but then there's someone over here that does something different, and someone over here that does something different, but all these jobs make that one big thing run. So I think you have to think about things like that, and there were a lot of people that were like, well, he doesn't get a pass. He's done this. That doesn't mean anything. So now that that's out of the way, my thought on what I think is incredibly important in any retail market is listening to your customers. Now, you can't listen to every single idea that your customers have. You have to do what's right for your business. You have to get a feel for, what's going to work, what is not going to work. It's okay to test the waters and to try new things, but you don't want to invest a shit ton of money into something that you're not certain will be successful or you don't have a very good feeling on. But the things that make sense, you should, of course, listen to your consumer base. And something that they have done was they heard the feedback on, picks are too big. They take up too much space. I can't collect as many as I want because I don't have the room. So they made picks like 2.0. And instead of being in these bigger cases, they're about like just under 5 inches tall. And they're in a much smaller box, and you can pull them out of the box. And then they also made pixels, which are these little mini versions of the picks in the frames. And I think that is so fun and so unique and so wonderful that they listen to their audience. So from what I am seeing as a collector who likes what they're doing, I like the limited piece counts. I like the experience part that we have not hardly even seen yet, because they mentioned an experience coming with certain items that will be found in your boxes, right?
Right.
I love the experiences. I love that they're listening to collectors. they have the potential to do very big things. And I dig it. As long as they don't go public like Funko did, I think that they have a really good shot at staying around for a very long time.
I do too.
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah. No,
I think it's really cool to watch something from the ground up.
Yeah. I mean, that's what we talk about here at Mischief Toys, right?
Yeah.
So it's watching a toy company come together. Hey, Heather, just say it. They're pops now.
I can see where people feel that way, but I don't feel that way. They have a different style. I'm sort of curious about, how.
I mean, it sort of is Pops 2.0. I mean, you can't just disregard that.
No, I'm not.
They are very similar to a Funko Pop, but I like the style of them.
I do.
But there's much more. You gotta. I guess we don't have enough data to determine how great it's going to be. I just have a good feeling about it. Here's how I look at it. Okay, I'm not looking at it from a perspective of the collectible itself. I'm looking at it from the perspective, if you back way up and you see the grander scheme or picture, that's how I'm determining what I'm thinking right now. So the fact that they're putting on special events, the fact that they're trying to make things super limited, all of that, right? Combine all of that and you can see ideas and you can see, something is happening there. Whereas Funko is sort of, I don't know, it's dragging. It's not. It's dragging itself. It's lost its balance. It's just not doing well. But Thrilljoy, you can see that there's something there. Same with the Rokimoto thing. Now the Rokimoto thing is so far different and so obscure, but it's still trying to do something. And that's what I have interest in, is seeing the what ifs and will it work, and the experimentation, and will it land. That's what I like personally when it comes to these collectibles. I think that's what makes an interesting collectible. I think that's what makes an interesting company. I think it makes an interesting story. And frankly, we have operated that way ourselves. Although we didn't have the same resources and money and everything else as the two bigger companies have. But we started off on our own, and shit, look how far we've come. And not everybody believed in our little Ghastly character. I would suggest not even our own families, but here we are all these years later, and look, Ghastly has really done well and taken off. Thrilljoy, I think they have a lot of I think they have a chance at doing something really cool, and I'm just excited to see what it is. But yeah, I agree. I mean, it's like a Funko Pop. I mean, truthfully, right? I think it is like a Funko Pop. Come on. Look, Brad Landis, we got no food. We got no jobs. Our heads are falling off. Remember that from Dumb and Dumber? I haven't watched that movie in years.
I haven't seen it in forever.
They're somewhere between a pop and a 5-star range. Yeah, 5-star. I remember those little figures with the little. They didn't take off at all. People did not like those. They had the little.
Which is so weird.
They had the little weapons and everything.
Let me tell you why it's weird. Because we get comments about people asking for Ghastly accessories all the fucking time.
Accessories is, here's my feeling on that. If you have an accessory that is not a part of the figure, when it comes to something like this,
you're just gonna set it aside.
No, you're killing it, because you're killing off the collectible, because people don't want to have to deal with the extras, and not to mention most of the time they don't even want to pull them out of the box.
Yeah.
Then you have the chance of losing the little pieces. Like, there's just too many what ifs in there.
Yeah.
I personally don't like collecting anything that's like a Ghastly, like this style figure, with an extra piece that's separated. I personally, it kind of turns me off, to be honest with you. I like it to be almost like a statue. It's just all one thing. Yeah. Right? That's how I see it.
What's interesting is you collect Hot Toys with a gazillion different
But Hot Toys are completely different, though.
They are.
Hot Toys are completely different.
How often do you go inside your Hot Toys box and pull out different hands and weapons?
Only when I do I'm going to do a refresh in here after Living Dead weekend. I'm going to give myself like a weekend where I can cool down and spend some real time in here, because I want to fix all this up. I mean, that side over there looks really good, in my opinion, because the cars are there. But there's some other parts of this that are just so, like up here, it's just so overwhelming.
It is.
There's so much. There's so much. They're great.
You
I
ever
love
look
them.
at how crowded the floor is?
Oh my God! Don't even remind me. It's fucked up. I mean, it's
Yeah,
really
it
bad.
is.
Yeah, it's really bad.
Oh my gosh, Mikey doesn't know what 5 stars are. So, oh my God, 5 stars were so cool.
Yeah, 5
but-
star. Yeah.
But, I thought they were adorable. But I was turned off by the little pieces. So, oh, are you pulling them up to show?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, Chris will pull some up to show because they were a lot of fun. But they didn't last very long. They remind me a little bit of like Dorbs. But
All right, so this is just going to give you an idea.
yeah. So there's Harry Potter with Hedwig, his wand, and the little Hogwarts letter.
And-
but you could move them like a little bit. They were a lot of fun.
So the box, if you can see it, you can see his little face. That was plastic, and you would open it like a little door.
It was
and
like a
would-
book.
It would be like the figure, and then like all the little pieces around it.
Yeah, so you could, it was like a little Velcro piece, you open it, and then you could see, like, this Pennywise with the balloon next to him, the SS Georgie next to him.
Right.
Yeah, it was it was fun.
There's Freddy Krueger. Did you have that one? I think you had
Yes,
that, right?
I still do.
You still have
Yeah,
him?
I have him.
Yeah, he's cool.
He's great.
Yeah, he's cool.
Yeah, they were a lot of fun, but, like, they didn't catch on, and I think it's because of the accessories.
He only has syringe fingers on one hand, right?
I believe so, maybe, but I don't think you see the other hand, if I remember correctly.
I remember when that
But I
Funko
think-
Pop came out, you went crazy over that Funko Pop.
Yes,
Remember
I
the
loved
time
it.
that you called a Harry Potter exclusive? Remember it was the guy wearing the hat or the turban thing?
Yes, Professor Quirrell.
Yeah,
I
remember
said,
you
how
called that?
cool would it be if there was a removable hat with Voldemort on the back of his head?
And they made it.
Yeah. See, that's an exception, though. The removable hat to that pop, like, I'm cool with that. I'm not cool with little, like, if he had a removable wand, I wouldn't have been okay with that.
Right.
Does that make sense? And, like, Okoye, she had the removable wig
Yep.
from Black
Okoye,
Panther.
yeah.
Okoye.
Well, Nick Mastromiko earlier, he asked, he goes, you know, we turned him on last night with the whole idea of the sunken treasure stuff, and he thought, you're making a pirate Ghastly. So he's asking for a pirate, ew, that's disgusting. He's asking for, no, please don't do that. Oh God, oh my God, this floor is disgusting. I
He's
dropped the mouse
asking-
on the floor for 2 seconds, and did you see all the things that were attached to it?
Yeah, that's gross.
He's asking for a Pirate Ghastly, and I just want to say that we are thinking about Pirate Ghastly. I don't want you to think that we're not. We are, because I love pirates personally, and I think that it would be a brilliant figure. So
Yes.
it's definitely something that's on the roster. But first, let's talk about everything that's coming very soon for Mischief Toys. It's coming. It's coming hard.
Yeah, and
Guar.
so is our whole audience, because this is what we have in store.
Guar,
Guar.
May the 20th.
Ooh, dropping the date?
Day of Mischief, May 24th.
Oh my God.
Tickets are available now.
Yep. And it's gonna be epic. Epic. If you have not gotten them and you live
Tickets.
anywhere near Maryland, or you can travel to Maryland, highly suggest it. We have poured our heart and soul into this, and it's going to be an experience, and it's going to be awesome.
June 4 through 6th, Monroeville Mall, Living Dead Weekend. A very small convention at the mall where Dawn of the Dead was filmed. Probably my favorite. I would say it's definitely my favorite film, right up there with Day of the Dead and RoboCop. It's going to be one hell of an event with 3 zombie figures. It's going to be absolutely insane. So those 3 things are coming up. And on top of that, we have Tiki shirts available on MischiefToys.com right now. They're limited to 125. And that's it. That's all the amount of shirts that we're doing for the Tiki shirts. So you better go and buy them now. They are selling fast. We've had multiple sell tonight since we've been sitting here. It's we don't have a whole lot left.
Yeah.
So go and
we're
get
limiting
yours.
them to
And
125.
The hats are not limited, just as a heads up. But when you're buying these shirts, you're basically searching for treasure, because we are packing in some super limited pieces, 50-piece pins. We have one that we're not even going to talk about or show you. It'll be something that'll literally be a blind thing. When you get your package in the mail, you'll be able to see that pin for the very first time. In fact, it's something right now that Heather has worked on. I don't even think I saw the final photo of what this pin is going to look like. So I'm excited myself. I might not even want to see it until it all happens when you guys are getting them. On top of that, we will have golden narrator pins that will also
A golden
narrator pin that'll be wrapped into one of those packages, as well as a sunken Tiki Ghastly, which is a zombie Tiki Ghastly figure that will be coming sometime over this summer. We'll have a proto of that figure. It's a translucent black light figure. This translucent,
well, the proto is just translucent.
The translucent proto will be packed into one of those packages as well. So you have a lot of opportunities to win really cool and
unique,
limited pieces. So go and buy your Tiki shirts now.
So Brad asks, can you buy 2 shirts? Yes, Brad, you absolutely can. You can buy 10 shirts as long as they are still available. There will only be 125 once we hit 125, or next Sunday, May 18th at 10 p.m. Eastern, sales are done. So whatever comes first.
And they have a chance. Every item that they buy, they have that's a new chance to get one of those things. Correct?
Yes. Every merch item that you buy, every Sunken Tiki merch item that you buy. I need to extra clarify that. The Hawaiian shirt, the dad hat, the snapback hat. If you buy one of each, you get 3 entries into winning 1, 2, or 3 items. You have
Bing,
the potential
bang, boom,
at that,
baby. Look at that.
which is a lot of fun. We're doing it in a very new and exciting way. So I hope you guys like it. I hope you like it.
Yeah, that's right.
Dean Blockley said you just can't buy 126 shirts, Brad.
Now remember, Heather, got to add my dad to the list for the Tiki shirts. Don't forget.
Chris, I don't forget anything.
Max needs one.
Okay, I got it, babe. I got it.
Just don't forget, okay?
Well, Dad and Max don't have a chance, so...
Dad and Max are going to have chances, Heather.
They are not.
Alan Bedgood, thank you. Look at that. Happy Mother's Day to Heather.
Aw, thank
That's very
you,
sweet.
Alan.
Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
There was another question.
Okay.
Will all of the zombie figures be available on day 1 of the Living Dead weekend?
Yes. All of the zombie figures will be available the entire weekend. We're not going to break it down and separate them and make it each day. I think that is obscene. New York Comic Con, we're going to probably do the same thing we did last year, where it will be a new figure every single day that will be uncovered every night before. I like that idea for New York because people are mostly there the entire weekend. But for Living Dead weekend, it's sort of an obscure show.
If you're not there all weekend though, make friends. You know what I mean? It sort of turns into it almost turns into a treasure hunt.
Well, I'm sorry.
New York Comic Con. If you're not there all weekend.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I thought you meant for Living Dead weekend. I was like, oh God, no.
No.
I want to make sure that they'll all be available. And I'm really excited. As I've mentioned a billion times, not only am I a huge Gwar fan, but I'm a huge zombie fan. I love zombies. So having 3 zombie figures is virtually a dream come true. I mean, 2025 has so far been a super dream come true for everybody a part of Mischief Toys, from Heather's idea of making a sketch Ghastly from my original sketch earlier this year, and also being able to bring her emo Valentine's Day Ghastly to life. Max being able to bring Grassley to life, me being able to do all the zombie stuff and the Gwar figure. I mean, Mischief Toys is really just making dreams come true over here, and I am so stoked for the future of what happens with Mischief Toys. Gwar is going to be the biggest thing that we've done so far, as I mentioned. So please show your support in any way that you possibly can there. We would greatly appreciate that. It's going to be fucking awesome. When you guys see the video that our friend Nick Morgan created, I think it's just really going to blow the socks off of everybody. And by the way, Heather, I don't even think we mentioned this, but this is the very first time that they're putting out a press release for Mischief Toys. The very first press release for Mischief Toys ever. And that is something that things I don't think about, I guess, and hearing that Guar's like, oh yeah, this is what we do for all of our stuff, all of our, exclusive things, we put this out there, blah, blah, blah. And I'm just like, this is so cool. Like, this is really cool for us. So it's kind of it's a really big deal. So I appreciate the fans and everybody being there for us. And I can't wait, man, I really just cannot wait to see what Guar fans have to say. And I hope that they're on board with all of this, although I think that we have all the right ingredients that Guar fans will be on board.
It's cool.
With our ingredients.
It's really cool.
It really is.
It's really cool. And you know what I love so much, and this is me hyping us up, but also like being hype as a collector. I love to see passion.
Yes.
And I feel like that's something that we have with everything that we do, is passion. Like, we pour so much into the boxes and into the figures and into the pins and trying to make things inventive and trying to bring fun things to the fans, whether it's contests or events or, just giveaways. We are very passionate about what we do, and I think that I just feel really jealous of everyone who can see what we do from the outside.
I know, I always feel that way too. And
it's so annoying because I wish I followed something that we could see like this.
Yeah, it probably sounds...
Is that weird?
It sounds like probably like, if you're watching, it probably sounds like bullshit or something. Not cocky,
No,
but it
it's
just
not.
sounds like bullshit. But truthfully, it's always fun. I always look forward to seeing what people have to say and how they feel about certain things. And I'll tell you, it gets me super, super stoked when I see people are excited about things that we're doing.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's going to be fucking awesome. Will the Guar figure be limited? Yes.
And you will learn more
so
very soon, Skylar.
There's a lot involved in this Guar drop, and so you're going to learn everything that you need to know about that really, really soon. It's going to be awesome. Oh, thank you, Mikey. That's so sweet of you, man. Thanks.
Damien.
Really. Thanks.
He
Damien, that's awesome.
Super chat, enjoy a boba. I will. You know what? I will enjoy a boba tomorrow. You know why? I'm celebrating getting my Invisaligns off.
Oh, very nice.
Isn't that exciting?
That's very nice.
I'm so excited.
I'm proud of you, Heather.
Hopefully. Hopefully the dentist says, you know what? Your teeth look great. You did good. You followed all my rules. These puppies are coming off today. Because it's annoying.
I know. I'm gonna be ready for mine to be done for, but...
Yours are on much longer than mine. But I already did this once before.
Yeah.
You didn't.
I've been bad today. I've been wearing mine all today.
They're right here.
Oh, I know they're right there.
They've been right here this entire time. It's disgusting. I don't know why it's on the dirty.
I spit them out,
mouse
Heather.
pad.
I spit them out.
Thank you, Skylar.
You guys are all very sweet. We appreciate you guys. Thanks so much. And thank you for loving Heather's brand new hair. I love her hair as well. She's got the greatest hair, don't you?
That's not what you said when you were laughing
I
over
did
there.
not laugh
You
at
laughed
you.
so hard you farted.
No, I did not. And by the way, I have a hard time with change. And so seeing you with the new hair, it was just like trying to get used to the new hair. But I'm used to it now. It looks good. You did good. It looks nice.
I didn't do it.
I know you didn't do it. I'm saying, but it looks nice. It looks good.
Thanks.
Yeah, of course. Why do you keep looking at me like that? You think I'm going to change my mind? I think it looks good.
I don't believe you. Are you going to change your mind like I changed my hair? What if I wore it like this? Do you
Come on, Heather, don't do that. Now you're making me look like an asshole.
Do I look like Dwight Schrute?
Yeah, you do actually. Who'd you say you look like that?
I'm not talking about
Come
it.
on,
No,
you're not going to say it?
No. Travis said it's going to have the same stuff on it as the computer mouse. Your Invisaligns.
Okay. All right, we've had too much fun with all of you. Thank you guys.
No, I need to address something.
Please. Oh, and I want to mention Patreon call is this upcoming Saturday.
Did you not make a post yet?
Nah, I gotta go make a post. I'll do that
I'm
tomorrow
gonna
morning.
remind you
I
to do
forgot.
that. Travis Spalding left a really upsetting comment, Travis.
Okay.
He said, those that are able to attend hope y'all have a great time. That's really sweet and everything, but like, can you attend someday? Because I would love to meet you and Trina.
100%.
That would be so much fun.
100%. There's a new hair made Chris feel like he is cheating on Heather with Heather. Yeah.
That's funny he said that.
Yeah.
Because what did I say to the waitress the other night?
That you had a twin?
No, so, okay, she came over and she's like, something's different about you. And I said, yeah, I got bangs. And I got new glasses. I don't know if you guys have noticed that either, but I got new bangs and new glasses in the same week. And I was like, what if there was nothing different about me and I was actually like his side chick? And she was like, you know what? I would say he is very consistent because you look exactly like the other girl, just with bangs and new glasses.
I got a type is what she said. You know,
Yep,
definitely got a
you
type.
got a type.
You got a type. Okay. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in, hanging out with us this evening. You are the best. And remember to go to MischiefToys.com, sign up for our newsletter, and also follow us on Instagram at Mischief Toys. If you haven't hit the subscribe button here on the channel, please do that. Hit the like button too. We don't say that enough, but people are saying it in the comments, and thank you for doing that. We really appreciate all the love and support. It means a lot to us. Remember,
Yeah.
we're the little guys. We're the little guys, but
We're this big.
we're that big. But I think we're doing big things though, which is great, which is really, really great. But thank you. We appreciate you. We will see you next Sunday live, and we'll most likely be talking about all the Guar things. It's going to be epic. Promise you, it's going to be epic. We love you guys so much. We'll see you very soon. Be good to each other all week long. Don't let politics and everything else make you a crazy and getting crazy and fighting with people. Hate to see all that type of shit, and that's what the world is right now. Everything is just topsy-turvy. But let's just like stay focused as collector friends and talk. When we're here especially, we're talking and having a good time together, just like we did tonight. Thank you all. We love you. We'll see you very soon, okay?
Bye.
Wow, that was very slow.